This is Tim Bryce with my column titled, Manufactured Hate. I'm honestly trying to understand why the liberals hate President Trump. Hate is a strong emotion, going well beyond dislike. It means you would be happy to see harm come to a person, or going so far as to do anything to eliminate the person, including violence. Since the president's election, protesters have actively demonstrated, sometimes causing damage. Trump's supporters are castigated and physically attacked. The rhetoric from the press is inflammatory, bordering on libelous, and the Democrats in Congress have adopted a policy of resistance as opposed to cooperation. There are even whispers of impeachment at this early stage of the Trump presidency. Democrat leaders are also voicing their indignation, such as Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer of New York, who led a chant of "Dump Trump" at an LGBT solidarity rally. Such histrionics by the minority party was unheard of until now. All of this is occurring after Mr. Trump served only a couple of weeks in office. Of course, this began back in November following Mr. Trump's victory over Hillary Clinton, an election which surprised not only liberals but the news media as well. Has Mr. Trump committed heinous atrocities and initiated Holocaust to exterminate people a la Adolf Hitler? Has he purged and massacred his own people as Joseph Stalin, Mao Zedong, and Idi Amin did? The answer is obviously no. Yet in the liberal mind, Mr. Trump's stature as an evil villain is on the same level as these other criminals. Since there is no evidence of bloodletting, where does the anger of the left originate from? Is it because Mr. Trump possesses different beliefs than liberals, such as preferring capitalism over socialism and safeguarding the sovereignty of the nation? A difference of opinion is certainly not a crime, at least not yet. As such, this is something that should fall into the category of disagreement as opposed to hating. It would also apply to just about any other Republican, not just President Trump. Is it because Mr. Trump is not considered politically correct by the left? Despite their rants, there is no concrete evidence that he is a racist, homophobe, anti-feminist, etc. Even if liberals are correct about Trump's indiscretions, it pales in comparison to those of Hillary Clinton in terms of Benghazi, the Clinton Foundation, and other earlier scandals. However, it appears she is excused because she is a woman and Mr. Trump is not. So where does the hate come from? Maybe it has something to do with fear, such as the fear of the unknown, or more importantly, a fear of change, which is natural to humans. As a systems man, I am acutely aware of the problems associated with the implementation of a new system, that people will resist it as they have become content with the status quo, regardless if it has any foibles. It is what they are familiar with and what they understand. In the case of the villains mentioned earlier, they intimidated their citizens through fear of punishment or execution. President Trump has not made any such threats. Perhaps it is as simple as the left is incensed their candidate lost and another person won, with different views and values which will derail their agenda. This should be more accurately labeled as spite or bad sportsmanship. They have therefore assumed a position of intolerance, that there is no room for disagreement or discussion, which presents a genuine threat to free speech and free thought. In the process, this is forcing people and businesses to choose sides and escalate boycott wars. Fearing repercussions from the left, retailers and other businesses have turned a cold shoulder to anything with the Trump brand in fear they will lose business. As they do so, Republicans fight back by boycotting these establishments, and the political divide grows deeper. Do liberals honestly hate President Trump? I believe so. Is it justified? Not really. Yet they will continue to vilify him and poison our culture with hate. Will everyone buy it? No. Only the naive person who doesn't possess an understanding of our government or history will fall for it. The silent majority will not, and likely will grow restless the louder the rhetoric gets. The refutation of Trump is not as massive as the left would have us believe. However, they own the media and are carefully choreographing the images we see, thereby altering perceptions. When the president calls them out for fake news, the media is incensed, as no other president in recent memory had the audacity to push back. All along, the Democrats have claimed Mr. Trump is unfit to serve office. His election represents a rebuke of their liberal values, which is a bitter pill to swallow. Consequently, the strategy of the Democrats has become a matter of manufacturing hate in order to turn the nation against the president. By embarking on such a campaign, they increase the political divide of the country. Using hate as a political weapon is certainly not new, as it has been used for centuries to create enemies, real or fallacious, in order to motivate the people to some end. However, we seem to have perfected the tactic here in the 21st century. The fact is, people hate Trump because they've been told to hate him, not because they've come to this conclusion on their own. As such, manufacturing hate is slanderous behavior, as it is recommending a reckless and destructive course of action. There is one side effect I do not believe the left hasn't counted on, specifically that Mr. Trump is a competitive person. As he comes from the world of business, the more he is challenged, the harder he works, as he doesn't like to fail. In other words, manufactured hate will only inspire the president to succeed. If he does, the fate of the left is sealed. Friends, keep the faith. This is Tim Bryce in Palm Harbor, Florida. Follow me on the internet at timbryce.com.